Well, commemorations started at 9 o'clock in the morning up to the north of the city at the Stade de France, where some of the first attacks were carried out 3 years ago to the day, November 13th, 2015. Now, the procession has been moving down ever since then. Preparations here at the Bataclan began around about 9 o'clock. Seating was put in place. You should just be able to make out behind me a lot of the crowds who have now been waiting for the arrival of Prime Minister Edouard Philippe for the commemorations that are going to take place now at each of those sites across the city, each of those 6 sites. There has been, it does appear to be starting just behind me. They have been reading out the names of the victims at each site. They have been, of course, reading out those names, holding a minute of silence, unveiling a commemorative plaque at each site, and, of course, laying a wreath in their memory. Once things are finished here, they will be moving on towards the town hall, where there will be speeches, and, of course, commemorations are going to continue.
Luke, just very briefly, just give us a word on the investigation, which is still going on 3 years after the fact.
Yes, indeed, things are continuing in terms of the investigation. It's taken 3 years to get to this point. There have been they've been looking at 15 suspects. 11 of them are in custody, including, of course, the final survivor of the extremist teams that carried out the attack, Salah Abdeslam. Of course, he is still in prison while waiting for that trial to begin. They believe it could begin as soon as 2020. Legal authorities here in France have been saying that they are looking at specifically the logistics for the teams that took place in the attacks that they took returning from Syria to get across Europe. That wider investigation, of course, looking at how widespread the terrorist network was. Of course, it was just in March 2016 that Salah Abdeslam, of course, was involved in the attack on Brussels Zaventem airport. Now, it seems that that trial may go ahead as soon as 2020, an extraordinary trial with up to 1,700 plaintiffs and 300 lawyers.